Hi, and welcome to Rod TV. Today I want to show you how to straighten your blanks. By now, at this point in this rod building, my blanks have been glued up, the binding cord's been taken off, they've been given their sanding, and the glue's been removed. And now it's time to straighten the rods out. Rods are going to have some bends and twists in them. It's just a matter of how bad. I mean, no rod is perfectly straight. Although you can make your rods pretty darn close to perfectly straight by just taking a little extra time and finding all the kinks and twists and bends. The first thing you need to do is find any twist. Now, a twist in a rod is when, if I were just to twist it like this, that's exactly what it is. And when I put my guides on, they will not line up straight. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to heat it up and I'm just going to twist it in the opposite direction. Before I can do that, I have to find them. The way I do that is I need to have a flat surface. That's really the key element in finding twists and bends. A lot of the shadows and the glues and just even the grains and the nose and everything in the bamboo can disorientate you if you're looking really close to it. And as you get down to these smaller tips, it becomes more and more difficult to see twists and bends. The way I do it is I just use a flat surface and I just kind of use my fingers and slowly work them back and forth along each flat, and I'll be able to feel when the twist is about to start. And sometimes, if you just kind of push on it a little bit, you can see it to start to rock a little bit. That's where the rod's twisting up and I'm getting some leverage from a corner. Right here I have a twist. I've already marked it, but let me just show you where I mark it. Basically, right about where the twist starts, I'm going to put a little bit of a reference line. And then, right about where the twist kind of stops and it levels out, I'm going to put a little bit of an arrow or a kind of a direction sign so I know which way to twist the rod. I'm going to be spinning it over heat, and then that's going to allow me to know which way I need to twist it and hold it. I'm going to be using my heat gun on a low setting, and I'm going to heat this rod probably just maybe 20-30 seconds, I'm not quite sure, but I know I'm going to heat it to a point where I can still hold on to it, but just barely. When it gets almost too hot to hold, then I have enough heat. I'm going to spin the rod while I'm heating it. And I'm just going to move it up and down that point where I marked the lines. The glue I'm using is Type Bond 3. I've never had a problem using heat and that glue together. Alright, so right about now it's to that point where it's just about too hot to hold. So I find my mark that I drew, and now that I got it, now I can twist and hold. And actually, that did it. That straightened the rod out. And actually, for a second I twisted too far and I put a kink in the wrong way, so I just had to back up a little bit. But really, it shouldn't take you any longer than that to take out. That was about a one flat twist. That's probably about the most severe you're going to get unless you really get some problems with your binder and you twist the rod all the way around. Once you get all of your twists, then it's time to find your bends and your sweeps. I happen to have a little one in this butt section. And the way I find it is, once again, I use a flat surface. My tile isn't long enough, so I use a level. And I just lay flat, and I take a look. And use my fingers, and I can feel it bouncing right here. In fact, I know there's one there because I already marked it. But you can see a little bit of space underneath. That's a bow. What I'm going to do is to kind of take the middle or the high point, and then I'm just going to put a little reference mark with a pencil. It's on a node. Usually you're going to find your twists and your bends on a node. And I'm just going to know which way to bend the rod. I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to bend and hold. And once again, same procedure. I'm just going to heat until this is almost too hot to hold, and that's the right temperature. Should probably take 20-30 seconds. And I'm just going to push the opposite direction and kind of put the inverse bend in it. And I don't want to bend it too much, put it bend in the wrong way. Just one of those things that you kind of get a knack of. And wait for it to cool down. And alright, so still got a little bit of a bend in it, but not as bad as it was. So basically I'm just going to give it another heat, and that should about do it. A little practice, a little patience, finding twists and bends should be just a regular routine part of your rod building. It's something that you shouldn't fear doing, and it only takes a few extra steps to make a great rod. So, thank you for watching.